Right, everyone, we've been another vibrato lesson here. I already have a couple more up on my channel, so I'll put them in the description and you can just watch them and come back to this one if you want. So I'm going to talk about the BB King sort of type of vibrato. Then I'm going to talk about the Kossoff style vibrato, which is like a bent vibrato. But first of all, let me talk about the BB King one. Your grip for this is really important. It's more for like a wrist vibrato instead of like a finger one. So it's more like, this is like a here. Okay, so there's a lot like wrist involved in this one. And for that you need to have a very loose grip. Like BB King doesn't even grip the neck at all actually, but what I do is I literally grip the neck with my thumb, like the top of the thumb and then a little bit of my sort of index finger, just for like support. Because you have to have like a real loose grip for this one so you can incorporate sort of more for like a wrist sort of action into it. So yeah, you have to practice that, make sure your grip is really loose so you can do that sort of wrist one. Also your finger choice, I'd recommend practicing on 3 fingers because it depends on what note you're landing on. You know, sometimes you might be landing like your ring finger or your middle finger, so you have to make sure you practice your vibratos and all in different fingers. So, for example, like this here. As I say, it depends on what note you're actually landing on. You might have to use your middle finger, and if you haven't practiced that one, obviously it's going to be a bit of a pain, so you're going to have to try to practice in different fingers for that. Also try to start it off sort of slow, and then slowly apply the vibrato. So like when I first play the note, I'm actually not playing the vibrato straight away, I'm just holding it still for a second. And then I'm doing the vibrato, so it's sort of like, it's almost like a ripple effect. And you sort of drop like a stone in the pond, sort of quickly ripples. It's sort of the same sort of thing. You start off real slow and then sort of gets bigger, if you know what I mean. Just sort of develops. So yeah, the tone is also pretty important. I'm usually using my neck pickup for this here because it gets more for like a mellow sort of tone, which for like the BB King sort of thing is pretty good. It sounds better for me if I'm doing like, instead of using like the neck pickup for example, or the bridge pickup. It's more sort of warm the neck I think, so it depends on what sort of style you're playing really. But yeah, that's the BB King one. We'll talk about the Kossoff one now. It sort of sounds a bit more like this here. So yeah, it's more of like a bent vibrato. The first thing I want to say about this is also sort of a wrist one as well. It's more wrist and fingers. So your grip is important for this as well. Make sure your grip is reasonably loose so you can do more for wrist. If you want to do any type of wrist vibrato, you need to make sure your grip is pretty loose. If it's too tight, you can't really do a wrist. It's more like a finger sort of vibrato. When I actually started doing this, I was doing more like a finger vibrato, so it was more like sort of hard to actually do now for some reason, but I'm just so used to using my wrist for this one. But even if you look at my other videos in this here channel, you can see my earlier videos, it's more of a finger vibrato when doing the bend. But now I've tried to use more of a wrist, that's what Kossoff does. And also your finger choice is completely up to you. I mean, I use 2 fingers for this. I use my middle finger and then my index finger to sort of back it up basically, to give me more support. Some people use 3 fingers, a lot of people do use 3 fingers, but it's up to you, whatever you find most comfortable. There's no like definitive sort of way, or there's no like proper way to tell how many fingers you need. It's just whatever suits you, whatever you're most comfortable with. I just use 2. So it's up to you. Also don't be too concerned about the speed if you're starting off. Try to make sure you just get the technique down first and then you can worry about the speed will come on later. Also before you start, just make sure, I should have said this before, make sure you can actually bend strings. This is you're obviously bending the string and then doing a vibrato, so if you can't bend strings it's going to be a bit difficult, so make sure you can actually bend strings and then you can worry about trying to do the vibrato after. And what I mean by that is make sure, like if you're in E for example, let's say you play like a D note, Make sure you can bend up one tone to the E. Make sure you can hold it there until the note dies down. So if you feel like you're going like this here, for example, if his fingers are sort of loose and strength a bit, then keep on practicing that until you get the bend right, until you're able to keep the notes sustained until it dies down basically. Then you can worry about adding vibrato to that. And it's sort of the same thing as like the BB King one, it's more like a ripple sort of effect. So you start off slow. Even when I play like the note, when I play the bend, I usually just hold it there for like a second and then I play the vibrato. It sounds better. I used to sort of go straight into the vibrato, but it helps if you sort of just hold the note for like a second and then go into it sort of like this here. I mean, it gives, I don't know, to me it sounds a bit better. That's what Paul Kossoff usually does. Also, to get like a faster vibrato, I sort of describe it as like, imagine the note you're starting on is 1, for example. If you're in like the D note here, on the 15th fret in the B string, that's like 1, and then the E string, or the E note, is 5, so it goes like 1, 2, 3, or something. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then when you hit the E note, it's basically 5. What a lot of people probably do is to go up to 5, and then they come down to like 3 or something, and then go back up to 5 again. That can't really get you a fast vibrato because it sounds like this here. You're coming back down too much. Try to keep it like maybe start at 1, go up to 5, which is the tone, and then come down to like maybe 4 and go back up to 5 and keep on doing that. Gives you more quicker vibrato, because if you actually notice, my range isn't that big actually. Like I don't come all the way down to the neck like this here. I just basically stay almost still and just rapidly shake the note. That gives me like a quicker sort of vibrato, so keep that in mind as well. So come up to 5, go down to 4, up to 5 and keep on doing that. Or if you want, you can actually go sharp, so you can actually go maybe up to like 6 for example, and then come down to like 4 and go back up to 6. It gives it more, almost aggression in a sense, so it sounds a bit more like this here. So I'm actually going a little bit sharp off the tones, like it's not E, it's not F, but it's sort of in between E and F, if you know what I mean, so it's a little bit sharp. It gives it more sort of aggression basically. That's another thing that Paul Kossoff sometimes does. Also sometimes it's good to shake the neck, because it gives him, I think Paul Kossoff did that in more of his later sort of days. You can hear it sounds like he's shaking the neck almost. So it sort of sounds like this a little bit. Almost make it sound more like a better range I suppose, which makes it a little bit easier I think. So try to shake the neck, but again it takes a bit of practice to do that, so make sure you can actually do the vibrato first. Then you can start to like maybe shake the neck and things like that. I'll have some notes here. But yeah, that's pretty much it I think. As I said, I have more videos in this so you can check them out. But it takes a bit of practice, you know, you have to have a bit of strength in your fingers before you start, so again, make sure you can actually do these, make sure you can actually bend, then you can worry about doing this sort of type of vibrato. But yeah, so if you're starting, just make sure you start sort of slow, don't be worrying about the speed. Same with the BB King one, just try to go over it a few times till you get it right. So maybe you can just go like this here, for example. Just practicing different fingers. I know I'm going back to the BB King one here, but practicing different fingers. That can sort of help you a bit. But I think that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions or anything, just let me know in the comments below and hopefully try to make another video or whatever if you need any more help or anything. So thanks for watching, cheers!